The first overall pick of the loaded 2017 NBA draft has had a rather rough start to his career. Many people already label him a bust. However, I am telling you, he will still be a star in the NBA. Markelle Fultz was drafted on June 22nd of 2017. This was a no-brainer pick, as Fultz was an amazing scorer and facilitator at Washington, averaging 23.2 points, 5.7 rebounds, and 5.9 assists. He also had a more than reliable three-point shot, shooting at 40%. Fultz was going to a 76ers team that needed a scorer on the wing to help the spacing Ben Simmons and Joel Embiid still so desperately need. It seemed like a great pairing, and there was much success on the horizon. However, us basketball heads know what happened. Fultz spent 2 injury-riddled years in Philadelphia, where he played 33 total games. This means he was only available for 20% of the games, and was injured for the other 80%. Philadelphia had already gone through injury problems with Ben Simmons and Joel Embiid, where they each missed their first season, and Embiid missed his first 2. Although, they treated this situation completely different. Fultz was dealing with a very serious shoulder injury, which was misdiagnosed several times. It turns out he was struggling with thoracic outlet syndrome. This injury still baffles modern medicine, as it is untraceable through MRI. The main symptom of this syndrome is that the person is unable to lift their arms above their head due to nerve issues. It is the reason Markelle Fultz looked so bad in Philly. He looked like he completely forgot how to shoot the ball, but I can't completely blame how bad the situation got on him. All the way back into Summer League, Fultz's jump shot looked different, and he was complaining that it feels like somebody's holding his arms down. At the beginning of the year, his shot looked even worse. Brett Brown, his coach, even went on to say that his shot looked weird, and it was Fultz's choice to change his form. Even though Fultz was already complaining of shoulder soreness, making him sit 3 out of 5 of the first preseason games. This proves the incompetence of Sixers management, as they did not know what was truly going on with their star draft pick. Brian Colangelo, ex-former general manager, even went on to say Fultz changing his shoulder motion could have contributed to his shoulder soreness, even though Fultz had already stated that he changed his free throw motion because of the shoulder soreness. A few weeks later, Fultz was misdiagnosed with scapular muscle imbalance in his right shoulder. Then a couple months later, he was reintegrated into the team. Sounds good, right? No, his shoulder was still screwed up, as he changed his shot form again, limiting his playing time due to his diminished range. Going into his second year, the Sixers were hyping Fultz up to be back into his form, trying to still justify them taking him number 1 overall. This season was going decently, with about 8 points in 20 or so minutes. But take a look at this free throw. It shows you how bad along his shoulder truly is. This even led to professional football player Amari Cooper mocking his form. The season goes further on, and Fultz wants to see another shoulder specialist for his injury. Just a few weeks into the season, Fultz begins to complain of a wrist injury. This is because thoracic outlet syndrome first attacks your shoulder nerves and then works its way down your arm to the wrist and hands. After this, Fultz requests a trade for a fresh start, and he finally receives a correct diagnosis of neurogenic thoracic outlet syndrome. If you don't know the seriousness of this injury, in the 1980 season, Astros ace J.R. Richards suffered a stroke from thoracic outlet syndrome at 30 years old, coming off of back-to-back 300 strikeout seasons. He never pitched again. Once he received a liable diagnosis, the Magic took the chance on him and traded Jonathan Simmons and a future first-round and second-round pick. This is exactly what Fultz needed for his career. The Magic have handled him perfectly, giving him the rest of that season off, which allowed time for his nerves to truly heal. His third season was by far his best and most healthy one, playing in 72 games, averaging 12.1 points, 3.3 rebounds, and 5.1 assists, and earning the starting job. His free throw percentages increased drastically from 56% to 73%. Now his 3-point percentages are still bad, but he showed increased volume and willingness to shoot. The free throw percentage increase is indicative of the work he was able to put in. Next season, I fully expect his 3-point shot to come out looking even better. Once this happens, it's very scary for the league, as this is the key for Markelle Fultz's stardom. Fultz averaged these stats without a competent 3-point shot. He had to rely on the drive and even was able to develop mid-range jumper, shooting around 50% on these shots. This is impressive because defenders guarded him a step back. When he gets to the point of defenders having to guard his jump shot, he will be able to blow right past them and be a scorer at all 3 levels, which is rare in today's NBA. Also, let's not forget that Fultz has a wingspan of 6'9", which allows him to have a presence on the defense through passing lanes. Fultz is also a great creator, which is helped from his length, and the Magic can truly be an interesting team for him. They don't have much of a future in the backcourt, which gives him the room and leisure to grow into a star. However, their front court is impressive, with solid players like Nikola Vucevic and Aaron Gordon. They even have young players in Jonathan Isaac, Mo Bamba, and Chuma Okeke. It sucks that Jonathan Isaac injured his knee again, as I was interested in his pairing with Markelle Fultz, because they had much success on the court together this year. They are the future of the Magic, and I wish Isaac a speedy recovery. Chuma Okeke is also an interesting component to add to this Magic team when he comes off injury, as he will add another weapon for Fultz through more shooting and more defensive ability to their wing. At the end of the day, Markelle's injured shoulder will only get stronger over time. Nerves take longer to heal, and as we saw this season, they're on the right path. Keep in mind, Markelle Fultz was the youngest player to record a triple-double at 19 years and 317 days old. Now he's just 22 years old. Fultz's star ability relies on his jump shot, but I have faith in him being able to regain his touch, and that will only severely help the rest of his game. Thank you all for watching. Please subscribe and click the like button if you did enjoy. Now I'll catch you guys next time.